it's great to know that you're qualified, and he's really very qualified. But also too, it's crazy because I've known you for a bunch of years now, and you're just such a nice person. I so enjoy you and Michaela. I enjoy hanging out with you guys, and just at different meetings and whatnot. It's just, there's some people who just bring out the best in you and makes you feel like you're a better version of yourself, and you've always been that kind of a guy. The staff submitted lots of different questions. We want to know a little bit more about you, and so what's your favorite color?
I got to go with blue.
Blue, okay, blue.
My name is Waterman, and blue and water.
Oh my gosh.
It's a little bit of a theme, like my office in Seattle, is painted like blue with a little kind of wave theme.
Okay.
So putting the water and the Waterman and the blue together.
And he's got blue eyes. And you do any sailing?
I don't. My cousin and I have a little boat together, open bow, kind of runabout, and we just cruise around Lake Washington with Michaela or my 2 adult kids who live in Seattle. It's a good draw for them to get them to come down and go out in the boat, do some water skiing.
And so, how do you feel about road rage?
I'm a bike racer, so I like to drive efficiently. We'll put it that way.
Okay.
So I do get impatient when somebody's parked in the left lane and they shouldn't.
Those jerks.
Get
out of the left lane. So those of you on the left lane right now, let's see this video. Get out of the way. He might be coming down the road.
So having said that, I'm certainly not a road rage guy, and I see it from the other end because I ride my bike on the roads, and I see the danger of people getting aggressive in cars, because when you're on a bike and you're dressed in Lycra and your bike weighs 16 pounds, you just feel like a feather out there around these big giant cars. So I think I'm more aware of cars than a lot of drivers, just because I'm out there with my bike.
You guys should know this guy's really very modest, and so it's like I enjoy this, making him uncomfortable, bragging on him. But he is a national caliber bicyclist, as it turns out. But it's a special kind of bicycling. It's kind of like the Indianapolis 500, where you're a specialist in going left. Is that the deal?
That's right. Okay. Go fast, turn left.
Have you ever gotten right before?
No, it's funny because sometimes they'll have a track. You always go left, just like a running track. And sometimes they'll have a little fun race where we go the opposite.
And tell them what you're talking about with racing. What's velodrome?
A velodrome is a track. Our track in Seattle is 400 meters. They're as small as 200 meters. Mm-hmm. And they're pretty tightly banked, because when you're going on a bike, unlike when you're running, you can just kind of lean your body over. Here you have to lean the whole bike over. And so, the banks are up to 45, 48 degrees. So if you're not going fast, you slide down them.
Yeah.
But it's a great feeling so we race on that. And we always go that same way. But if you go the other way, it just feels really wanky.
This is the theme for Dr. Waterman, I have to say. So, there's... it's not okay that he's going to college. No, he's going to do college and medical school in 6 years. Feel embarrassed. He's so modest. No, it's not okay that he's a doctor. He wants to be a surgeon, head neck surgeon, so he's ear, nose, and throat. No, it's not okay that I'm a head neck surgeon. I want to be a facial plastic surgeon. Well, that's additional training. Facelifts, blepharoplasties, rhinoplasties, so much more. I don't mean to describe what you do. It's not enough that he's a facial plastic surgeon. He wants to be an in-office balloon specialist, and he is pretty much the best in Seattle, which is just an honor to get to work with him. Not taking away from any of you other Seattle ENT doctors. I'm sure you're lovely. If one of y'all are really the best, I want you to call me up and tell me how that is, because that would be a surprise to me. I'm not talking about going to the OR. I'm talking about doing it in the clinic, because if you can do it in the clinic, you're a totally different level. So those patients watching, I do a balloon procedure, let's go to the OR. Yeah, you don't really know how to do a balloon procedure. You're figuring it out under anesthesia with no one looking. If you do it awake in clinic, totally different caliber. Same with the bicycling. He is not just a guy who likes to ride his bicycle. He talks about the velodrome. It's these circular tracks, and the sides are banked because you're going so fast in order to take that turn. They can't just do it on level floor. They'd go flying off. They have to kind of bank it. But if you're not going fast enough and you go around one of these turns, you'll fall and you'll get hurt. I'm telling you, I'll shoot a video. I'll shoot a video of him doing it. You'll be interested. I'll be interested. No, I'm not going to do it myself because I can't afford to fall. Sorry. But anyhow, so okay, bicycling, boating, blue. I got the theme. Yeah. All right. How do you think about dogs?
So I reluctantly got a dog when my I went through a divorce. My teenage son came to live with me. He was having a little trouble, and he wanted a dog as a kind of companion. I was gone sometimes, and he was, whatever, 14, 15 years old, and I was like, okay, fine, we'll get a dog. That makes sense to get a little companion for you when I'm not home. Mm-hmm. So we get this little dog. It's going to be his dog, and a little Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, Ruby, who then just became my dog, and I just loved her, and I turned from a non-dog person into like a slobbering dog person. And she died 2 years ago. And it was just like tough. I was like, wow, this is what people talk about where it's tough to lose a pet. And so today we're going to go pick up a new puppy. So starting the dog life again all over. So
and what kind of puppy?
It's a little puppy, half golden retriever and half Labrador retriever.
Okay.
So it can be a little bigger. So we're excited.
So the really important question, which I'm leading up to, is right here. So let's see, blue, boating, biking, dogs. But how do you feel about Dougs? I mean, I've gotten all my shots. I usually don't fart in public.
Yeah. I have another good friend who's a ENT, who's a Doug.
Oh my gosh.
And so for quite a while I would tell Michaela, like, oh, Doug called or Doug texted, and she's like, which one?
Which one?
So I'm in contact with you more recently.
Okay.
So now you're the default Doug.
Doug number 2 rocks.
That's right. Doug number 2 kind of wins.
Okay, so all right. Well, I feel like I feel like it's fun too for me to get to know a little bit more about you. And we have a jillion questions, but I'm going to not torch you any more than I have. Although it's fun. So let's. I'm going to talk a little bit more about maybe about what the future looks like. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Next video.